Ollie was called out to this small town out on the Delmarva Peninsula, in the Maryland part, but out there. And the local mayor there, Mayor Wilson, said, "Ollie, thank you for coming." I said, "Yeah, sure. It's don't get a chance to come out here as often as I'd like. So so you have me for the whole weekend. What's going on?" I said, "Well, the reason we wanted you out here is because there's something real weird going on. And the fact that it hasn't gotten more serious yet is kind of a miracle." I said, "Okay, what's going on?" "We're having a spate of bear attacks." I said, "Whoa, bear attacks?" I said, "Yeah. But so far we've been lucky because the bear hasn't killed anybody or bit anybody or clawed anybody. The bear just runs up and knocks people down." Um, I said, "Huh. And where is this happening?" And I said, "Well, that's the weird thing. Well, lots of weird things here, but it's kind of all over town. You'd expect if you were going to have a bear attack, that it would be just, right by the forest or something on the edge of town. But maybe in the park. But no, this is happening random places, it seems. I mean, always in sort of more secluded places where there aren't a bunch of people. Uh, but some of it's been downtown even. Our downtown is in not great shape. There's a couple of shops and a diner, a movie theater, but a lot of the shops are empty. Or there are things like, rental offices and stuff. It's not a vibrant downtown, much to my chagrin. Anyway, point is, there's not a lot of people downtown. It's not an active, bustling downtown, and so yeah, a couple of times it's happened right down there, and the bear tackles somebody, knocks them over, and runs off, and seems to disappear. It's real weird. I said, "Huh, okay, all right. Well, do you have some names, some contact information for some of the people that have been attacked that I could talk to?" I said, "Yes, I thought you might want that, so I've got that here in a list for you. These are cell phone numbers and addresses." I said, "Great, thank you so much. I'll get started right away." "Oh, has animal control had anything to say?" I said, "Well, yeah, we called the county animal control, and they said that there are bears in the area, and that until they have a sighting, until they have some video evidence, there isn't a lot that they can do, because they don't have any information." I thought that wasn't a very good answer, but I'm just a small town mayor. I can't really force the state's animal control to, do what I want. Well, I said, all right, well, I'll get started. Looks like one of these folks, it says Dave Nelson. Is that Dave's diner right there? Is that the same Dave? I said, yes. Yes, it is. Stop, Elsa. I said, stop. You stop. Well, maybe I'll start there. I said, all right. Well, my number's on there too if you need me. If there's anything I can do at all, anything at all, really, let me know. "And you found your hotel okay?" I said, "Yeah. Yep, it's a good spot, thank you." "All right, and really, I'm serious about the food. Anytime, any restaurant in town, you say what you're here for, say you can put it on my bill, and we'll get it all taken care of. You don't have to spend a penny out of pockets." So I went over to Dave's diner there, and as he came in, a guy came from around the counter. I said, "You must be Ollie." I said, "Yeah." "Yeah, I'm Dave. I guess you heard you talk about the bear attacks." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I think the mayor's just not doing nearly enough about this situation." I said, "Oh?" I said, "Well, I mean, yeah, okay, sure, cool. He's brought in a private eye. I mean, I don't mean to diss you. I'm sure you're great. I've heard a lot of good things about you, but look, we need like a hunter. or something. Not a private eye. I said, yeah, I understand. I'll do what I can, and if it's not the right task for me, I will make some recommendations of some different professionals to bring in. For now, can you tell me about what happened with you? Sure. So, we're a diner. We do breakfast, so I'm here early. I get in at about 5 o'clock in the morning. That's when I start warming up the ovens and making some of the pastries that we serve. I look like a big burly guy, but I actually love baking. And so most of the pastries that we have here, me and my team make. And yeah, breakfast customers start rolling in about 6, so I got to be here early. So here I was. It was, dawn was just cresting. And I got out of my car. And, I parked right in front like I always do. So I try to park down the street a little bit in front of one of the empty storefronts so that my customers can park in front of my diner. And, all of a sudden, this bear came charging around the corner. It didn't really growl, but it came straight at me. And as it got close to me, it was running on all fours, and it got close to me, it got up, and sort of dove, and knocked me over, banged me into my car. But then it didn't. I thought that was it for me. I thought that's how I was going to die. But it didn't stay. It paused for a second, looked at me, and then ran off. And I was too dazed or anything I didn't know what was going on. So I didn't see where it went. It ran past me, but I was dazed, and so I got nothing. I'm afraid that's all I know. I wasn't badly hurt. I was bruised up, sprained my wrist, banged my head here, and I showed only like a cut on his forehead. Said, but I guess I got off lucky. I said, all right, thanks. I'm going to interview some other people, and then we'll see from there. Do you know, I've got this whole list of people that have been attacked. Is anybody on this list here in the diner right now? I could just talk to them right now. Yeah, Jim's here. Hey, Jim, can you come over here and talk to this octopus? Talk to I'm sorry, what? This octopus is a private eye looking into the bear thing. Oh, okay. When someone says, can you come talk to this octopus, I wouldn't think that'd be a real request, but here we go. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Octopus, would you like to join me for coffee? I said, oh, you can just call me Ollie, but yeah, I'd love a coffee. So Dave said, all right, I'll bring that right over for you. How do you take it? I said, just black is fine, thank you. So I sat down. So, can you tell me about what happened with you and the bear? Oh, yes. Well, it's very similar to what Dave described. But I'm an accountant, and I have an office kind of over by the grocery store. And I was leaving work to go to lunch. Middle of the day. There wasn't really anybody around. And right as I exited my shop, I didn't see anything at all until I just felt, wham, this big impact just smack into me, and I felt fur and claws. And it hit me so hard it turned me right around, and I smacked into my own door, which I had locked. And as I turned to see what it was, I saw this big furry shape running off. And it looked like a bear, so I didn't try to follow it. So I followed it, kind of. I ran out. I didn't run after it, but I ran out into the parking lot, such that I might be able to see it. But it must have run around the back of the building. And I don't know. It just it wasn't there. So I was fine. but pretty spooked. So I made sure my door was locked, and in the end I decided actually I went back inside. I felt kind of bad for it afterwards, but I was feeling spooked as I ordered lunch in. If I'd been thinking about it harder, I wouldn't have ordered lunch in because that put the poor delivery guy in danger, but I didn't think about it very hard. And so did the delivery guy get attacked too? I said, no. No, the bear must have run off. And I talked to several people on the list. There was one more person in the diner that was on the list, and then Ollie called people up, and they were, all kind of in the area there. They all had a similar kind of a story. A couple people actually got tackled. Some people got, knocked over. It's the same thing over and over again. That's why I went back to talk to the mayor. I said, so Mr. Mayor, what else is going on in the town? Is there like a big development project or something that might be upsetting the bear's habitat? I said, not really. They're building a few new houses over by the high school, like 5 new houses, I think. But that's about it. Other than that, things are pretty steady. There's been some arguments over library funding, I guess. And the other thing, I guess, is that we're coming up on the election. So some folks are a little bit tense about that. It's competitive for a few races, including for the mayor's race here. I said, oh, okay. Can you tell me more about that? I was like, oh, well, yeah, I've been mayor here for like 10 years, and I think I've done quite a good job. But there's this guy, Doug, and he's an okay guy, but he thinks that he could do a better job, so he's running against me. It's nothing more complicated than that. And I don't know. Doug is a little bit devious, but I don't think he has the wherewithal to summon a bear, so I don't know. I don't think that would have anything to do with it. Now, this Doug person, he's not on the list. And I said, no. So that's why, I don't know if it's connected at all. Other than that, kind of a sleepy little town. Most people here either work for the truckers or, they do some kind of remote work. There's a lot of remote work people here. I don't know. I said, all right, I'm going to keep looking. So we left. I went back to Dave's and asked Dave if he had this Doug person's contact information. And Dave did. So I called this Doug person up. They met. Doug ran a music shop. Not downtown, but kind of also out by the grocery store. Sit still. Doug said, yeah, come on in. When you got there, to the music store. I said, yeah, it's a cool place you got here. I said, oh, thanks. Yeah, I've been running this music shop for a while now. I said, so, but you're running for the mayor now. You have to give up your music shop? Then Doug said, oh, well, kind of, yeah. What I've arranged, actually, is that I have a cousin, just graduated from business school. And if I win, he's going to come take over the shop for at least 2 years. And it'll be a way for him to get a good start in the business world, and it'll clear me to be able to be the mayor if I win. And if not, I'll have him help me at the shop if he wants. I said, okay, that's all fine. So tell me about what you know about this bear attack. Doug said, honestly, I don't know anything about this bear attack. It's really weird. I would expect somebody to be eaten or clawed if there was a real bear attack, but nobody's really getting hurt. They're just getting kind of roughed up and scared. But I tell you, people are getting scared. People are getting worried that that someone's going to get hurt for real.
Whenever the diner person got sprained his arm or hand.
Yeah, and there's some minor injuries, but nobody's gotten eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah. um, yeah, people are freaked out. And yeah, honestly, the mayor hasn't been doing as much as he ought to. I said, yeah, Dave said something similar. I mean, I'm here. I said, yeah, no, and I don't mean to, discount your efforts, but it's kind of weird to hire a private eye to be, dealing with a bear. I said, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, Okay, so let's see. And are you both in the same political party, or what's the deal there? I said, yeah, I guess. I mean, we're both registered as Democrats, but it's such a small town, it doesn't really work like that here. So we're just running against each other in the general election. It wasn't really like a primary or anything like that. We're not quite that organized, to be honest with you. Ollie noticed that the dog was pretty skinny. Yeah, kind of a smaller, not frail, but thin. And he was thinking about that. I said, all right, well, Doug, good luck, and I'm going to keep talking to some of the people on the list, see what I can figure out. And he called up the mayor, and he said, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to need, I think, another day here, if that's all right, but I've got a good idea. And I said, okay, yeah, that's fine. There's no sweat. So then, Ollie decided that he had an idea, because he noticed that Doug was thin and skinny, but that the mayor also skinny and thin. Because he'd begin to suspect that maybe that a real bear wouldn't behave like this. He looked around at the people at the town, the people who were involved, and Dave had a lot of opinions. More opinions than most of the town folk about politics. And Dave was pretty big and burly, strong. So when Dave was not at the diner, Ollie went back, talked to one of the employees. Said, how often is Dave here? Like during the day? Said, oh, well, Dave's always here in the morning. He always opens up. But after that, a lot of us have been here, working here for a long time. We work different schedules. He's here off and on, I'd say. So then Ollie decided to follow Dave. And he followed Dave from a far distance all afternoon and into the evening. And then, at about 8 o'clock, he saw something pretty strange. As he watched as Dave's pulled his car into an alley. And Ollie couldn't get into the alley without being seen, so he just waited. But after a few minutes, a bear came out of the alley. So the bear was walking on its back two legs. The bear got around onto the main street, looked around, and it got down onto all four legs, and it ran after somebody. One person had been walking all alone. It ran after him, knocked him over, looked at him, and then ran off. So Ollie climbed up high in one of the buildings. He could see what was going on a little bit better. And he saw that the bear circled back around the top of the block. Looked like he was running off in somewhere mysterious, but came around the back side of the buildings, and it stopped. Ollie was clambering as quietly, but as quickly as he could, over to that side of the building so he could get a clear view of what was going on. It was dark, but Ollie could still see. And what he saw was both surprising and then also kind of not surprising. Because the bear stood up, reached into its chest, pulled down, and then opened itself up, and inside was Dave. It was a big bear costume on the biggest, beariest guy in the community. I wasn't quite sure what to do with that situation, what to do with this information. So he decided to take the direct approach. And as Dave was halfway out of the costume, so he couldn't run away, he couldn't get it on quickly, Ollie plopped down there in the alley in front of him. Said, "So, why are you off scaring people?" And Dave looked up and said, what, I don't know what you're talking about. Shoot. I said, "Yeah, no, I've got you bare-handed here. So you're going to explain yourself. And if it's convincing and you stop, I won't turn you into the authorities." I said, "Well, truth is, I'm just sick of the mayor." I said, "What do you mean?" "This town could be so great, and he's just not doing anything that he needs to do. He's been in charge for 10 years. And this downtown's been just as sad as it's always been. I mean, my business is doing okay, but we could have one of these really cool little old towns, but instead we got this kind of lame little old town. And I think we need a new mayor. I think that Doug could do a lot of interesting things. But the current mayor, everyone expects him. So, I'm trying to cause some unrest. I'm trying to make people scared. I'm trying to make people see the mayor doesn't have any ideas." And I thought, if I could show that the mayor didn't know what to do about a bear attack, that maybe that would help Doug win. I said, "Aren't you worried about getting shot? I mean, we're out here in the country. What if the mayor did hire a hunter?" I said, "Well, I know the mayor, and he's not gonna. But just in case he did, the bear costume's bulletproof." I said, "Where on earth did you get a bulletproof bear costume?" He said, "Well, I made it myself, actually. I told you I was a baker, but I didn't tell you I'm also pretty good with the sewing machine." I said, "Well, I think you mostly haven't broken too many laws here. So, and also I'm not a cop. Tell you what, you gonna knock it off, or am I gonna have to tell everybody what you did? I don't want to destroy your diner. I get the sense that if I destroyed your diner by telling everybody you were terrorizing the neighborhood, that might hurt this small town more than just ignoring it would." They said, "Yeah, you're probably right, and I shouldn't have taken that risk. Yeah, if you keep quiet, I'll knock it off." I said, "All right. I'll be watching, though. And while we were sitting here talking, I've got a bunch of pictures of you half out of the bear costume, so don't think that you could snow me." I said, "Dang it. I didn't even see you taking pictures." I said, "Yeah, I'm sneaky. That's why they hire me." Next day, Ollie woke up early, went to see the mayor. He said, "Mayor, I can't tell you how, but your bear problem's going to go away. And if it doesn't, call me back, 'cause I'll know exactly what to do." I said, "Well, what happened?" So unfortunately, I'm sworn to secrecy. I'll understand if you don't want to pay me, but I think it's for the best. It's been a nice time in your cute little town." I said, "All right, now I'll pay you. Tell you what, I'll wait 3 weeks. If there hasn't been another bear attack in 3 weeks, then I'll just believe you that whatever your mysterious thing you did worked." And it did. And that was the case of Ollie and the bear that tackled people.